So, okay friends, I think that we are here happy and ready to start. So I'm officially just starting this new live event part of the virtual telescope project. I'm just checking the final things, making sure that all is working fine, and this will take a couple of more minutes. Hopefully this is going to start smoothly. Okay, I do think that we are here in full strength. Okay friends, I think that we are here really. So just starting this live coverage of the Camelopardalids meteor shower. I'm just checking that everything is ready to run. And of course, the system seems to work. And we are happy for this, of course. Okay, so I think that we can really start this officially. So good evening or good day, ladies and gentlemen. Gianluca Masi speaking from the Virtual Telescope Project. I'm very happy to welcome you once again on the Virtual Telescope website for following live one of the best events happening in the sky. We are here today to follow a potentially amazing meteor shower coming from a very small comet. You may have heard a lot about this thing over the last days, but I'm going to give you some basic information all around this live coverage. Anyway, so we are here waiting for such a potential event, and I will be happy just to summarize a few things about what is happening, why we are expecting this, and above all, I hope that we will see something. We are just in the hands of Mother Nature right now, because of course this was a prediction. I mean, the potential meteor shower, but we are left now facing nature, and we will see if we were right or not. This will be very, very exciting anyway. So I'm just opening this live coverage, and I also want to remind you that this is, as I love to say, an international event, because several people here has been making possible for us to organize this thing. An handful of observers spread over the world, because as you know pretty well, this event is likely going to be seen in very specific parts of the globe, and for this we wanted to make a partnership with a few observers. I'm just now going to show you once again the team, because they are truly important, and they are basically making possible for us to hopefully see this live coverage. The big people making this live event possible are listed here, of course, and for me is such a truly a big pleasure to mention all of them. And here they are. I want to introduce you all of them. They are Joaquim Fabrica Polleri from Panama, Gary Warney from Florida, Fernando Rodriguez, again from Florida, Ron Delvaux from Arizona, John Johnson from Nebraska, Malcolm Park from Canada, Bill Longo from Canada as well, James McHugh from New Mexico, Marci Malavasi from Costa Rica, and Matt Todor again from Florida, USA. Gianluca Masi is speaking here, so you know me now pretty well. So what we are going to see, hopefully, is a new, I would say, meteor shower coming from a very small comet discovered a few years ago now, and it is the comet 209P Linear. This is a very small comet, and it is approaching us, coming a bit less than 10 millions of kilometers from us. It is, I must say, a relatively short distance, nothing dangerous, of course. It is still a lot of space, but it is one of the comets which reached such a short distance. We know basically 10 comets coming closer than this. And while this is a very small, I would say quite anonymous comet to most of you out there, we discovered that there were chances for us to cross some old dust emitted by this comet sometime about 1 century ago. These calculations actually provided an estimate that that dust, the cloud, was coming to reach us just now, basically these very same hours, and of course the cometary dust is potentially bringing the meteors. We know pretty well now, I mean, we are now well confident with the mechanisms making the meteor showers to appear. By the way, that was discovered, that was suggested to the scientific community in the 19th century by an Italian astronomer. He was Giovanni Virginio Schiaparelli, the father of the Mars channels, you know, and he suggested that comets could be the parents of meteors, and now we know that this is just the case. So when the Earth orbit crosses the orbit of a comet, you just meet there the dust just left along the orbit by the comet itself, so that dust is entering the atmosphere, and the atmosphere is making those very funny bright trails that we call meteors, of course. I'm just looking around and see if there are some news. I still see that our observers, the one I mentioned earlier, are ready, and they are just looking and imaging the skies, because of course we want to spot meteors as soon as they will show. Of course, we have no guarantees that this shower will happen, because as I said, that was just a precision with a likelihood, but with not warranties for a real show. And I would like just to introduce a bit more what is happening here. And first of all, I also want to remind you that this event is offered to you by the Virtual Telescope Project, started a few years ago, and now bringing the universe live to everyone, everywhere in the globe. And for us, this is a very important mission. And I also want to thank the technological partners of the Virtual Telescope Project. They are Unitron Italia Instruments, Software Bisq, Bader Planetarium, Santa Barbara Instruments Group, and Planewave Instruments. Also, this event is hosted in cooperation with ANSA Scienza e Tecnica, and I wish to thank Enrica Battifoglia at ANSA Scienza e Tecnica, the most important press agency in Italy. So, that's it. We can just go back and see again what we can learn from this comet and this potential event. As I said, meteors are due to debris left around its orbit by a comet, in this case the comet 209P Linear, and when the orbit Earth is actually crossing the comet orbit, you have good chances to see meteors. This happens, for example, in August when you have the Perseids, just to mention the most famous meteor shower of the year. So this is happening now with Comet Linear. I have just here an image showing you what is happening. As you can see here, in this image from a Sky Telescope, you are just seeing a diagram here showing the orbit of the comet in yellow and the orbit of the Earth like a bright blue, and you can see that those orbits are crossing, and of course the position of the comet is given here for today, you see, but what we are going to likely meet today is an old dusty cloud emitted by the comet sometime 1 century ago. This is the prevision that some astronomers made, and hopefully this will turn it out to be true, of course, and this is also a very difficult prevision based on several assumptions, of course, and one of the most important assumptions is that the comet at that time, that is 1 century ago, was emitting dust as we are seeing today, of course. We really don't know if this happened because this comet is so small, just a few kilometers in diameter, that we really don't know if at that time it was active or not, because it was not visible by naked eye, so it was not an easy object. It was a telescopic object, so it was missed at the time. But assuming that, of course, it was behaving as today, there are some chances, of course, that the shower will happen when we basically schedule it, of course. And I want to say that this comet 209P Linear, was discovered in about 10 years ago. It was discovered on the 3rd of February 2004 by the Linear Asteroid Survey, the Lincoln Near Earth Asteroid Research Project, and at the beginning it showed as an asteroid that is as a dot of light moving pretty fast across the stars, and just later it was recognized that it was indeed a comet, so it received the comet designation. Just to make clear that it is not an obvious comet with a big tail, otherwise it was going to be recognized as a comet at the very beginning. So this is, as I said, a minor object, a minor comet. If the comet was not potentially going to offer this show, what we are waiting for, likely you never heard about this comet at all, because of course, as I said, it is a very subdull comet. By the way, I have a couple of images we obtained at the virtual telescope these days, and I want to show them to you. Here it is, one of these images coming from the 17th of May, as you can see, and the comet is pretty small but very elegant in its aspect. You can see, of course, the comet was traveling pretty fast across the stars. This is why the telescope, tracking the fast apparent motion of the comet, is showing the stars as trails, And you can see there is also a pretty nice dusty tail moving from the head of the comet to the left, and also a curved, I must say, tail you can see. This is a very nice picture, and this one was obtained, as I said, and with the virtual telescope facility. So, as you can see, this is not a comet going to leave such a big memory in history, at least if it doesn't show the meteor shower. Should that be the case, of course, we will be happy to remember this object. I just received an image from one of our collaborators, so I'm going to start showing them to you. And all this is happening live. We have, as I said, about 10 observers trying to observe this meteor shower for us, and of course we are happy that they are doing this for us. And it will take from time to time some time to me to show everything, because of course I will have to properly set up everything here. So I'm going just to start showing the first image. It was provided by Bill Longo in Toronto, Canada. It is not showing now any meteor, but at least it is going to start to give you the flavor of what we are going to see, friends. I'm just going to upload. It is the image here. And also going to update the image here for you as well. This is an image we just received. This is a very spectacular one. Just saying that there is a crystal clear sky around Toronto, where observers, some of the observers are. And in this image you can, by the way, easily recognize the polar star, the Big Dipper. Let me see if I can just make all those things a bit more apparent, if I can, I don't know. Let me see. Okay. I'd like just to see if I can plot for you the Big Dipper. Okay, but this is a nice shot, by the way. You can see maybe yourself the Big Dipper. There is the polar star, the also the little dipper, the lion also setting. So really a lot of things I see. Just trying to make an annotated image for you. Just give me a few seconds. Okay, I have here the Big Dipper. Just going to show this a bit better for you. Now just trying to make clear also other details. Why not? Here it is, the Big Dipper. Just to make sure that you are recognizing it. This is a live image, as I said. Also, here we have the polar star. The small Little Dipper also. Here it is, just saving this as well for you. While waiting for any meteor to show, hopefully soon. And by the way, we have a first meteor also by our good friend Bill Longo. I'm going to show you the first image to you of a meteor coming here from this shower. So we are really starting in a nice way, this one. First of all, let me show you again what we are seeing in the sky, just to give you where we are. Also the Little Dipper. Meanwhile, I'm going to prepare for you the image showing the first object we have so far in a very nice image by Bill. And this is a truly genuine object. I will provide both a natural image, then also a noted one, just to be sure that you will see where the meteor is. Here it is, the new image. So that you can try yourself to locate the meteor. It is just lurking in the Little Dipper, and that is the first image of a meteor we are just seeing now. And I want to mention that Bill is located near Sudbury, about 5 hours north of Toronto. So I'm going just to update also the info we have here. A lucky place I see for meteors to show. Let me update the image as well. So this is officially the first image we have of such a Camelopardalids object. I'm going to share again the image live with you. Then I will provide you with an annotated image showing, of course, a bit better where the object is. Going to do this right away. I'm just going to make sure that you can see the object yourself. Okay. Very nice and bright, I must say. At least we have good chances. I'm going just to share with you this image where I marked the presence of the first Camelopardalid object. And this is a genuine object because as I will show you, it is coming from the right place, because they are called the Camelopardalids because they are apparently coming and reaching us from friends. You can see here the meteor very well now. I hope that this way you are just seeing the meteor. It is very well visible. As I said, these objects are called Camelopardalids because the radiant, that is the point in the sky from where the meteor are apparently coming, is just sitting in the pale constellation of Camelopardalids, that is the giraffe. And here it is an image clearly showing this. Again, an image showing constellations with marked the position of the radiant. As you can see from this graphic, of course, meteors are just coming out from the radiant. If you just go back along the meteor trail, you will see that every trail is just bringing you in the radiant. The radiant is where you see projected the meeting point between the comet orbit and the Earth orbit. This is just a perspective sight, you know. And that is also showing that the object we saw in the image kindly provided by Bill is truly a very genuine object. Because if you see, it is just a short, because the closer the meteor is to the radiant, the shorter its trail. In principle, a meteor just appearing on the radiant will be a point, because the meteor is moving toward to you, so just coming in front of you, likely it is a small object, so no risk for you. Just to say that if you are close to the radiant, the meteor will have a very short trail, while in the other cases, if you are a bit far, of course, this will be less obvious. We have some other good images by from Canada, from Malcolm Park. I'm just going to show them to you right now. Wonderful images, I must say. So friends, we started in such a very beautiful way. So going to show some wonderful pictures from again Toronto, and what we are seeing now is another genuine Camelopardalids object. So going to show this wonderful site by Malcolm Park. I have news from several of our friends in the US and as well in Costa Rica and Panama that the weather there is cloudy, but they are ready to show any potential object they can see should the weather improve. But I'm going to proudly show this new image coming from Malcolm in Canada, and see how wonderful this image is. This is a very genuine object, of course, because it's coming from the right place. You can see the polar star is just in the upper left. If you check and compare with the trail of the meteor, of course. This is truly nice. Really nice. Happy that we are really seeing these objects. And I have another image also showing a couple of them. So I'm going to adjust it right away for you. Let me see, just to import. Very nice shot once again. And this is another image by Malcolm Park in Toronto. And I'm going to make it available to you now. Please note that all these images are coming from Canada, these ones to Italy, and from there I'm just making possible for you to look at them in real time. So this is a truly international event, and I'm very happy that all this is running so smoothly, and be prepared to see the next nice image showing two meteors. And here it is for you. Very nice sight, I must say. Wonderful. As I said, the maximum of the shower is expected between 6 and 8 universal time. We are just in the middle of the prediction. So let's see what will happen. hopefully a storm. This can happen anytime, you know. Very nice skies, what we are seeing in the images we are receiving from Billongo and Malcolm Park, both in Canada. And let's hope that the weather will be with us and with all the others right now making pictures, making images for us. Just writing a quick note. Okay. I'm also looking at some all-sky cameras around the United States to be sure that we can hopefully capture all the meteors. There is something very different between this event, the meteor shower, and of course all the other events we shared so far, like eclipses and occultations, because of course an eclipse is expected for sure at that time in that place. This is not the case with these meteors. They are basically random. Yes, you have a prediction for something going to happen, but nothing sure. You have no warranties that the show will happen. So this is a much more critical live event and coverage, you know. But thanks to these wonderful collaborators in Canada, United States, Panama and Costa Rica, we are truly having a nice time, and as well as meteors, because we are seeing Camelopardalids live thanks to the virtual telescope project. I want to show you another image of the comet, the parent comet of this object. I also want to thank the space.com team for featuring this event, as well Universe Today. Especially I want to thank David Dickinson and Bob King, also the team at Sky and Telescope for featuring our live event. All of them are providing excellent information about the meteor shower, and so we are very happy and proud to acknowledge their support to our live coverage, friends. Again, I want to show you an image of the parent comet. Here it is. This is a much better image. We captured at virtual telescope a few days ago, and it is exactly the dust making the tail of the object that we are hopefully asking to send us meteors, you know. Also, Ron Delvaux in Arizona is taking images, and hopefully we are just taking some good images. I have another image by Bill, and I'm going just to make the image available to you. I'm very happy that all this is happening so beautifully for us. Really amazing coverage, and we are seeing the meteors. So I'm really grateful to all those observing. The image coming now from Sudbury, Canada is kindly provided by Bill Longo. Here it is coming to you, coming now, and I'm showing to you right away as well. Another very beautiful sight, friends. You can see this one is a genuine Camelopardalids because it's exactly pointing to the radiant, and along the trail of the meteor there is also the polar star. Such a wonderful sight. It's so beautiful. Excellent, friends. I have news from Florida by Matt Todor and Gary Warney that they are having now some clear skies and they are waiting for meteors to share with us. I find this amazing while our friends are just looking at the stars, waiting for meteors to share. They are keeping us posted on what is going there. I know that in New Mexico, in Nebraska, also in Panama and Costa Rica, we have clouds, while in Florida, at least southern Florida and Canada, of course, the weather is clear. So we are here just facing the skies, ready to capture anything. Okay, wonderful images, I must say. We are proudly having such a great time, and I want to make clear that you understand also what the radiant means. Here it is an archive image of the Perseids. This is not, of course, the Camelopardalids shower. They are the Perseids, the August meteor shower, and you can see that all the trails are coming from a given point in the sky, and that point is the radiant, as I said. Also, another interesting thing I would like to mention to you is that after potentially meeting the atmosphere of the Earth, the dusty cloud coming from Comet Linear is reaching the moon, and there are chances to see some meteors hitting the moon. And here it is also a map showing where likely the dusty particles from Comet Linear will reach the lunar surface. So this is truly amazing. And I see that also now from Costa Rica the weather is good. So Marzi Malavasi is going to send images as soon as a meteor will show. Great team, I must say. Many of these friends joined us in a perfect way for last month total lunar eclipse, the first international event where the virtual telescope partnered with the people in a different area of the world. And again, I'm now going to show you some of the meteors we saw so far. An image by Malcolm Park, Toronto, Canada. Very nice site with a lake on the bottom and the Milky Way showing very well. Then another wonderful image by Bill Longo, Sudbury, Canada, with a bright, short meteor just inside the little dipper. Then two meteors here from Malcolm Park. I would like to, let me see if I can do better here. If I can just show you a bit better. This is a double trail. It's always nice for us to show the sky live. Here it is, an image that I already showed. I just wanted to show it a bit more detail with two trails. Here it is for you. Just uploading. Here it is, the image. Very nice show, my friends, so that you can see two trails much better now. At least I think so. When you are doing something in astronomy, you always have to face the weather. You never know what will happen. I mean, an important astronomical event is always facing unpredictable weather. By experience, I could say that the most important astronomical events had the most critical weather conditions. We have really a lot of people tracking this live coverage internationally. So I'm once again happy to show to you the meteors we collected so far in these very beautiful images we received by our team. So far, the United States have been pretty clouded out, with the exception of southern Florida, from where Matt and Gary are observing. But meteors so far showed from Canada, the Toronto area, where Malcolm is, and from Sudbury, where Bill is. Bill wrote us that he's about 5 hours far from Toronto, just to give you also a better idea about what is happening, and from where the images you see are coming, of course. I hope that this live coverage is giving you the feeling I'm really enjoying. Something special happening in the sky for us, live. This is something which was simply impossible up to a few years ago, you know. And now virtual telescope, thanks to these amazing observers, is able to bring this to you right away. I love when what we are seeing. All this is just great. I want to show again some of the images we received so far. Just wonderful images. Some very bright objects. Very nice, I must say. Rendezvous from Arizona told us that clouds are expected to sit above the sky for at least 30 minutes. But all of them, no matter the clouds, are there and ready. So everything is running. And we are hopefully enjoying this shower. So far we have seen many stars as well as several bright meteors, but at least we had not the perception of a shower, but still a fantastic experience, of course. Truly superbous sights. Wonderful. Excellent coverage. Okay, just checking for new images from our observers. Okay. Let me save this one. Okay. Okay, friends. So wonderful coverage so far, and I want also to show you another very important and well-known meteor shower, providing from time to time what we call a storm, and they are the Leonids. that from time to time, basically every 33 years, are able to put an amazing show in the sky, and we have some historic records of such wonderful shower. And here it is, a shower happened in 1833. In this old drawing, you see. I have also people sending their thanks to us for living in different places of the globe without any chance to see the meteors, or also living in the right place but with clouds above them. So I want to just to forward these messages to our team making this happening. So excellent coverage. Let's see if we can do better. I mean, if the objects, the meteors, can do better, we cannot do better than this. This is the best really possible. Our team members are truly doing an excellent work. And again, so we are still hoping in some nice coverage, some nice show, and I'm never tired to look at the wonderful images we are receiving from Malcolm Park, Toronto, Canada. Here it is, an image from Malcolm, sorry, and another image here where Malcolm captured two bright meteors. You can see them very easily here. And then images by Bill Longo from Sudbury, Canada, about 5 hours far from Toronto. Very nice and beautiful experience. That is just amazing. So let's hope to see some more meteors. Our friends are truly doing an amazing job there. I'm also monitoring some the live online cameras that we have around, but so far the only meteors I saw were from our amazing observing team. So unless, of course, the Camelopardalids will wake up sometime in the next hour or so, we will say that it was just a very interesting activity, but not a storm so far, at least. I'm always impressed to look at these wide field images as the ones taken to capture meteors because they show the sky as visible to the naked eye with plenty of stars with evident colors, something I really love. Hope that you are having fun with all this coverage. I'm also just sharing the images as soon as they are here. Wonderful experience so far. Hope that you are truly enjoying with us the experience. I see that Malcolm, while of course looking at the sky and waiting for meteors and sharing them with us, is reporting that there is such a beautiful Milky Way in the Toronto area from where he is observing, ranging from Cassiopeia to the Scorpio. So I can just imagine how wonderful the sight is right now there. Always rewarding. We have always impressed by the beauty of the sky, no matter what you are tracking after all. Here we are for Comet Linear 209P and much more for the potential Camelopardalids shower associated to the comet itself. The connection between comets and meteors was suggested in the 19th century by the Italian astronomer Schiaparelli, the father of the Mars channels. I'm just sharing some of the images received so far with our community. Okay. Always keeping an eye. We had just so far a little burst of meteors. And here we are tracking all those things. I always love looking at these wide field images, as I said. Wonderful images from our observers. They are all keeping us posted about what is happening at their sites. And I hope that you are having fun as we are having here. Very, very beautiful experience for us so far. I'm just hoping to see more, but this is up to the sky. Of course. Very beautiful coverage. After 1 hour of coverage, we saw a few of these meteors. Let me see. Okay, we are still live and running, of course. Let's hope in some more bright objects. Very, very beautiful. We are never sure where and when one of these meteors will show, of course. Everybody is just looking at the stars. Some of our friends here are having clear skies, others have clouds, but all are just ready. So we are with there, just sharing again some of the images we received so far. Let's hope in better skies too. After all, we are here for these. Let's continue looking at the live feed we are receiving. So far, no additional meteors. We are really having a wonderful time anyway, because we saw Camelopardalids, a nice number of them, and we are still running. Meteors can happen and can show anytime, so let's see what the next hour or so will bring to us. And so far I'm so happy for what we are seeing, thanks to our team members. I'm just showing you from time to time the images we received so far, showing about 10 meteors. So we have thousands of people connected right now, looking at our live coverage, and we are proud for this, of course. And this is amazing Joaquim Fabrica Polleri from Panama City reported us that clouds are still there. But they are facing the clouds, and should the clouds open, they will be ready to shoot images. Very nice, I must say, very nice what we are seeing so far. And hopefully we will have a few more. All this is happening live thanks to the Virtual Telescope project, providing live images coming from our team members in Canada, United States, Panama and Costa Rica. And everybody here is just doing a truly wonderful work. So let's hope, let's wait. Hopefully we will have more images coming soon. And again, I want to thank our friends making all this for us, because as I said, they are out there taking images for us, and for me it is very important to acknowledge their contribution, their great job. Without our team members doing images for us in Canada, United States, Panama and Costa Rica, it was impossible for us to show the meteors, because the best time was expected to be there, and they are Joaquim Fabrica Polleri, Gary Warney, Fernando Rodriguez, Ron Delvaux, John Johnson, Malcolm Park, Bill Longo, James McHugh, Marcy Malavasi and Matt Todor. And I wish to thank all of them also on the behalf of the thousands of people connected right now on our web channel. So we are still here up and running, of course. Hopefully we will see more meteors. I'm continually checking what is happening, what we are receiving, the feedback we are receiving from our friends. And as soon as a new meteor will reach my computer from our team members, I will share it live with you. Of course, there is no time for such a meteor. We have not an appointment with it. It is just question of luck and nature. You know, this is also a very nice thing to think about. After all, nothing is just obvious when you are dealing with nature, and this is also something important to keep in mind in our common, I would say, normal life. Again, a quick review of the meteors we received so far. Wonderful coverage. Hopefully this is just the right moment for the meteor storm to happen. As I said, you never know. Truly excellent. As you can see, we are having irregular evidence for these objects. We had a few of them earlier. Now apparently meteors are taking a rest. But they can wake up anytime. So we are here. Stay tuned with us for the next hour or so. Hopefully this is this is just a good moment for the meteors to show, we hope. I'm just trying to update, to have updated info by our great team members. But so far, while our friends are really working hard, we are still waiting for meteors to show. You never know where and when a meteor will show, but with some luck we will have a few more. I know that there are many people around checking and looking for such a meteor shower, but at least looking at what I can read, what I know, we are not seeing the storm we wanted and hoped to see, friends. But of course, we are up and running. And let's see what the sky will bring to us. Of course, we hope something good. I'm constantly monitoring what is happening. I have no news of any big show. but still here we are. We started 80 minutes ago, and we are here to go. Wonderful sights from our observers. We saw 5 of those meteors so far, as you can see, and hopefully we will see more, but this is up to the meteors, basically up to the sky, because as I said, we cannot do anything to have more of them coming. So hoping in some new images, some new meteors. Should they happen, we are ready with our grid team. So far, Malcolm Park and Bill Longo, both from Canada, were able to see and record some of those images for us. And we are just, at least I'm so happy. Okay. Always checking our special mailbox. I see that our friend Ron, while ready and taking images, actually is just surfing across clouds and clear spells in the sky. Let's hope in some good luck again. So far I really don't see images. I'm also tracking some all sky cameras, as I said, spread over the United States, but so far, as I said, I don't see meteors there. But of course, we are here, and this is turning out to be such a wonderful experience. So from time to time, I also want to show you what I'm seeing from the all sky camera. This one is in Arizona. Just to give you an idea of what I'm seeing, even if I don't have any meteor there, but still want to show you at least what I'm seeing. At least you will have a better idea, and likely also an increased live experience. But no meteors here so far. So let's hope really we have another nice image by Bill Longo showing a new meteor. Thanks Bill for sending it to us right away. Going to wonderful one, I must say. You will be very happy with this. Okay, friends, just adjusting everything. Here it is, the new image I received right now from Sudbury, Canada, by Bill Longo. Here it is, the image is coming right to you now. So just putting the image live so that you can see. Here it is. It's such a beautiful and bright Camelopardalid. I don't think you need to be pointed to the meteor. It is very obvious there. Wonderful sight. Wonderful image again. All this happening live thanks to the virtual telescope project and thanks to our team member what a wonderful sight, really. We are up and running. This is truly amazing. I love this one. With some luck, we are having a nice, wonderful coverage. Not the storm we really wanted to see, but at least we had some great pictures. Wonderful, isn't it? So we have been lucky so far with some very nice meteors. Wonderful, isn't it? I love these images, friends. This bright object here, coming from the very right place. Wonderful meteor. So we are still up and running. Not too bad at all. I like what we are doing, what we are seeing, and I'm so grateful to our team members. Let me again to summarize what we saw so far. Very bright meteors. As expected, the Camelopardalids were expected to be relatively slow and bright. This is what we are seeing, after all. And we are grateful to the sky for such a show. This is one of the most beautiful shows you can hope to see in the sky. A meteor shower coming tonight from Comet 209P Linear, a little comet discovered just 10 years ago, and showing the possibility for tonight to provide us with a nice show, a meteor shower called the Camelopardalids, because the radiant, the point in the sky from where the meteors are apparently coming, is placed in the Camelopardalids constellation, that is the giraffe. And so far we saw about 10 very bright meteors, and we received images by our observing team above Canada, United States, Panama and Costa Rica. And so far observers in Canada, Bill Longo and Malcolm Park, succeeded providing the images, while in the United States we have mostly cloudy, and in other places where the sky is clear there are so far less meteors than in Canada. In Canada, of course, it is helping that they are northern than the United States, and the radiant is better placed at the Canadian latitudes, but we are still up and running from all our observing sites, and of course, should any other meteor show, we will be able to share live with you, friends. The images we are seeing are just so beautiful and amazing. And I hope that you are truly having fun as we are having. For me, this is a truly rewarding experience. Once again, I really want to thank who is making possible for us to look at all these things, because as I said, for us it's important to share credits, especially when these wonderful observers are truly making the difference between seeing the meteors and not seeing them. And our team includes Joachim Fabrica Polleri, Panama, Gary Warney, Florida, Fernando Rodriguez, Florida, Ron Delvaux, Arizona, John Johnson, Nebraska, Malcolm Park, Canada, Bill Longo, Canada, Jace McHugh, New Mexico, Marzi Malavasi, Costa Rica, and Matt Todor, Florida. And so far, I know that we have clouds in Nebraska, in New Mexico, in Panama and Costa Rica, while Florida is basically clear, but the southern latitude is not helping with the radiant position, but they are there observing, capturing images, and they will share and show images of meteors should they appear. And we are having very beautiful images from Malcolm Park and Bill Longo from Canada, where they are having very dark and clear skies. So this is truly amazing. So here we are, friends. We had about 10 bright meteors so far. Just having a quick compilation of them. Still waiting for new image to come. Very unpredictable phenomenon. Happy that all this is happening in true real time. And we are proud that so many people are tracking the event with us. Wonderful experience for us. I plan to run for another hours or so. Very, very beautiful coverage. Just showing and sharing again the images we received so far. Very beautiful shots. Also bring to you the pristine beauty of the night sky. Something very precious. A lot of people is missing. I see that my friend Julio Vannini in Nicaragua is reporting to me that they saw 5 Camelopardalids so far. Very good, considering that they are quite south. Such a beautiful experience. Everybody is captured by those fast bright trails we call meteors. Fantastic experience so far. So we are up and running. Our observers are out there facing the skies. Nothing new again. So these are all the meteors we saw so far. One from Malcolm Park, Toronto. Number two from Bill Longo, short trail in the Little Dipper, very bright too. Then number 3 and 4 together on the same image from Malcolm Park, Canada again. Then we have number 5 from Bill Longo. He's also observing from Canada. 5 hours of driving far from Toronto in Sudbury. And the number 6 again from Bill Longo. Very bright this one. You can see evidence of the Big Dipper on the upper part of his picture. Wonderful experience here. Very nice and beautiful. We are still hoping and waiting for more objects. It can also be that what we saw so far was basically the maximum, not with huge numbers, but still the maximum as a density of events. And that means so that potentially the meteor shower was not a storm. Of course, there was room for this in the prevision because it was a prevision, but there was something also good in the prevision because, as you can see, there was some activity. And still, we have hopes that something will happen. Maybe just a question of time. You never know. At least some beautiful meteors appeared for us. I'm constantly looking, but so far no more meteors to share with you. Let's hope that before ending this live coverage we will see something more, but we were already happy with this, so I must say that this event so far has been truly rewarding, and I hope that it was the same for you. We spotted several very bright Camelopardalids thanks to our team, thanks to our observers. We received meteors images from Canada, from Malcolm Park and Bill Longo, and the other observers are ready to send images should any meteor appear in their sky. So I'm still running this. We will run for at least 30 more minutes just to be sure that we covered all the time window where the maximum activity was likely placed, and I still want to show you some basic graphics like the location of the radiant, that is the point in the sky from where the meteors are apparently coming. The radiant is placed in Camelopardalids constellation, the giraffe, and this is why these meteors are called Camelopardalids, because meteor showers are named from the constellation hosting the radiant. You can see that the radiant is not far from the polar star. The radiant is important because if you look at a meteor coming from that radiant, if you just go track the trail backward, you will reach the radiant. In other words, the radiant is the source of the apparent source of the meteors, you know. And this is something very important to keep in mind. And of course, you have to keep in mind that the meteors are coming from the dust emitted by the comet Linear, comet 2009P. Here it is an image of this comet I took a few days ago via the Virtual Telescope project. You can see the comet was moving pretty fast. This is why the stars are trailing. Our robotic telescope tracked the fast apparent motion of the comet, so the comet is just showing as a sharp object while the stars are leaving those trails, of course. And you can see also the long curved dusty tail of the comet. Well, it was an old trail, an old tail of the comet about 1 century ago. The dusty cloud expected to cross the Earth orbit tonight, because that trail, that dust was moving along the cometary orbit, as you can see here in this graphic, and the Earth was just receiving that dusty particles, cometary particles, tonight, and this is why we were expecting such an increased activity of meteors, you know. And this is important too, because there is a connection, of course, between comets and meteor showers, and this was made clear for the first time a bit more than 1 century ago. And it was an Italian astronomer, very famous actually, Giovanni Virginio Schiaparelli, famous because he is the father of the Mars channels, and it was Schiaparelli to make clear the connection between comets, of course, and meteor shower. So when you have a meteor shower like Perseids, for example, the famous one in August, you are just crossing a dusty old tail of a comet, giving you particles entering the atmosphere, and the atmosphere will make its part just showing the meteors themselves, you know. So we are really having a very good coverage. Still want to show you all the meteors we saw so far. Very nice experience, I must say. Hope the same for you. Very beautiful images. I love them. All of them. At least we would like to see a few more. Not too bad. Let's hope that before ending this we will have something more. Very nice coverage. And happy. Just to summarize a few things, showing the meteors we spied so far thanks to our observing team in Canada. And then let's move further. Two meteors here, taken earlier today by Malcolm Park. I see that Bill Longo just wrote me that a bright fireball showed behind his cameras, so no images of it, but still a good report. Thank you, Bill, for reporting. May the fireball bring many others. We are here just tracking the sky constantly. Should something happen and show. Basically, as I said, meteors are unpredictable. So let's hope that really we will see something before ending, something more. So far everything has been truly rewarding. we were happy to show all these in real time with you. Would love to see a bright fireball as the one that Bill reported to us. But you cannot order a fireball right away, of course. Still looking forward to see something bright. We are happy for what we saw so far, of course, but still hoping that something more can reach us. At least that will be nice. But this could happen anytime, or even not happening at all. You cannot say where and when, and if, above all. But of course, we will be running for 30 more minutes after 2 hours of live coverage so far. I'm also receiving a message from Paolo De Maria, and he kindly provided me with some information about the Camelopardalids activities based on the radio results. They apparently are not showing any storm, but a clear evidence of increasing activity this morning as expected. So basically this is in line with what we have seen so far. So let's hope that at least we will have something more soon. A fireball would be nice. Still waiting. We are still running because I mean we are still open and running. We are just waiting for meteors to show, and as soon as an image is obtained, the image is shared live through our web TV here. So it is just question of time and a question of meteors. Other than that, we are running live. I'm also constantly tracking several all-scale cameras, but I must say that so far the best sights came from our Canadian observers, Bill Longo and Malcolm Park. Some fireball showed, but not in the areas where cameras are looking. This is typical in real life. Still sharing with you. So let's hope I also have a report from our friend Robert Amdahl from Albuquerque, New Mexico, reporting that looking through holes in the clouds, he was able to spy a couple of meteors just a few minutes apart each other. This happened about 10 minutes ago, so still within the time window where prediction indicated a possible maximum activity. So let's hope that in the last 30 minutes something big will make its final show. It will be great, basically. Let's hope that all this is going to end with a big bang. Would love to see a very bright meteor before ending, before saying goodbye. But this is, of course, up to the meteors. So actually the meteor activity has been pretty low compared against the previsions, but still present. So basically there was a maximum, but not as huge as we should. At least we had some very beautiful objects to see. That was great. Still looking and checking everywhere, everything, to spy any potential new meteor. But so far, other than the images I received from Canada, I did see nothing in the all-scale cameras I'm monitoring. That is too bad. We are really looking forward to see something bright. We are already happy for what we saw, but still want to see something bright as the ending of the live coverage. I'm just cycling between some images we received so far. Beautiful shots coming from our observing team. In particular, they arrived from Canada, from where the sky was dark and clear, with the optimal position for the radiant to show. And we are looking forward for something new. Why not? We will end in about 25 minutes. 20 minutes, sorry. Not 25. And let's hope that in this time frame something will show. I also wish to remind you that of course all this is happening live because at Virtual Telescope we are sharing images as soon as they arrive from Canada, United States, Panama and Costa Rica, and once we have the images here with meteors, of course, we just make them available live through our live feed. If we are not showing images, it's just because we are not recording meteors, because of course we could share starry star fields, but we want to keep our attention to the meteors. All this is happening on the Virtual Telescope Project website, now here since 2006, and since there we have shared hundreds of live astronomical events with the world, and of course we had many great moments as the one we are living all together, and this one showing the possible storm from Comet 209P linear, the Camelopardalids, has been possible, and it is possible thanks to our great observing team. As I said, I love just acknowledging those making possible for us to spy this wonderful natural event. They are Joachim Fabrica Polleri, Gary Warney, Fernando Rodriguez, Ron Delvaux, John Johnson, Malcolm Park, Bill Longo, James McHugh, Marzi Malavasi and Matt Todor. All of them are making very nice and great work. Some of them are blessed with crystal clear and dark skies, while others have clouds over there and are not seeing meteors, but they are working, they are ready to shoot images should any bright meteors appear in the sky right away. We have another nice image by Bill. I'm going to show you with likely the International Space Station or something bright, and of course a meteor as well. This is a night shot, very nice, I must say. So we are basically rewarded. Tog, this one is likely a serendipitous meteor, if I'm just reading correctly the trail, because it is not coherent with the radiant, but still a very nice sight. But going to share anyway what is coming from Sudbury, Canada. Just making the image available. And just going to share it with you. Here it is. Wonderful, isn't it? I love these wide field images. So, very nice sights, friends. We will be running for 20 more minutes. It was a long coverage, truly spectacular, I must say. Hope you are truly enjoying this live event. Truly amazing. The sky has been so kind, providing such an excellent coverage from Canada. And hopefully you are truly enjoying everything here. Very great experience. Very nice for us to share this with you. Hope you are enjoying what we are showing to you. nice images, needless to say. Hope that for you this is rewarding as it is for our team. Another wonderful image coming from Bill, Sudbury, Canada. I'm going to show it right away. Coming soon here to you. There are several trails on this image, I must say. This is an interesting image. Truly interesting image coming right now to you. Look at it by yourself. And then going to share the image here as well. There are a few trails in this image. It will be nice to carefully check if they are genuine meteors or what. I will do this, of course, later, offline. Truly amazing. All this is wonderful for us. There are a few trails. A couple of them may be easily meteors. They are just great. Wonderful, I must say. The moon is rising in Canada. Wonderful experience. I'm so happy that we are really having these very beautiful images now that we are approaching at the very end of our live coverage, friends. And for us, all this is amazing. Wonderful vision. We are really proud that all this is happening thanks to our live coverage. And we are waiting for a few more images. I receive a report from James McHugh from New Mexico confirming that clouded over there. and clouds are also affecting the coverage. All this is wonderful. So we are truly going to call this a successful event. I think that we can be very happy for what we saw, for what happened in this very long coverage, more than 2 hours. We will be having 2 hours and a half of live coverage. I want to show you again the best meteors we saw so far. Here they are, friends. Thanks to our observing team, the sky was particularly rewarding from Canada, where Bill Long and Malcolm Park are located, and they provided some very nice images of very bright meteors showing in their sky with such a beautiful and bright stars against a dark sky with very nice Milky Way and very nice meteors, as I said several times now. Very nice experience. Needless to say, we had fun all together. So happy for what we are seeing here. Not too bad at all. What a wonderful job our team did. Really, you did a wonderful job providing this live coverage to people going to miss it otherwise. So needless to say, you really did the event. I'm so happy, really. And it is really hard to stop something running so smoothly as tonight. But it is time to do some conclusions here. And here we are, just still keeping an eye to the sky, of course. And it is time for us to summarize what we had, what we saw, because we really had a wonderful sight with the Camelopardalids meteor shower, covered live and offered through the Virtual Telescope project, and made possible to a number of observers spread over Canada, United States, Panama and Costa Rica, who made possible for this to happen. I want to remind you their names. Here they are. They are Joachim Fabrica Polleri, Gary Warney, Fernando Rodriguez, Ron Delvaux, John Johnson, Malcolm Park, Bill Longo, James McHugh, Marcy Malavasi, and Matt Podor. They joined this live coverage at Virtual Telescope, providing real-time images showing very, very beautiful meteors belonging to the Camelopardalids we were waiting for. Some of the observers were under clouds, but no matter that, they were there with their instruments ready to share images, while the sky was very, very clear and dark in Canada, and Malcolm Park and Bill Longo provided us with some very nice great images of the Camelopardalids. Well, looking at what we saw so far, it was not a shower at all, I would say. I mean, a storm, but still a very, very interesting activity with some very bright meteors we recorded thanks to our observers. So at least during the 2 hours where the prediction suggested the maximum to be, we did not see, as I said, a storm, but evidence from radar observations seems to suggest that the activity had a serious increase in that time window. Nothing historic, but still an increase. So there was an increase of activity. We saw some meteors, but not the very strong storm we hoped to see. It was a prediction. It was very well advertised that as a prediction there was chances, of course, for a meteor storm, but still chances for nothing. But we are something in between, because we saw clear evidence of nice bright meteors, and we were happy with this. And this happened live thanks to the observers. I acknowledged many times so far, because they deserve our acknowledgements and our big thank you for what they did, providing us with images shared live to the Virtual Telescope project. And I also want to thank who made possible for us to run this. They are the technological partners of the Virtual Telescope project. They are Unitron Italia Instruments, Software Bisque, Bader Planetarium, Santa Barbara Instruments Group, and Planewave Instruments. And I also want to thank the Space.com team, Sky and Telescope, Universe Today, and all those who featured this event, including the Planetary Society. And also, I want to remind that this event was hosted in cooperation with ANSA Scienza e Tecnica, the most important press agency in Italy, and Erika Battifoglia, part of ANSA. We are still here for a few more minutes, just, of course, hoping to see something more before just closing this one. But we had a lot of great moments together, and for me it was such a privilege to be here with you. And let's hope that this was the same for you. So I'm going just to end the live coverage in a few minutes. Just checking if any other source for us of images or what. That's something interesting. But honestly, I don't see these. Anyway, Okay. At least the sky is always remembering us that we are never disappointed under the stars. Still nothing as the very final rush. Let's hope for a very final bright meteor. You never know. But likely this is going to end this way. I have just another final image from Bill Longo. Want to check to see it. Okay, and see I just share with you a last image from Canada showing no Camelopardalids. There are a few trails, but they are not aligned with the radiant, as I explained earlier, but this is still a wonderful image to see. Here it is for you. And again, here it is the image I received right now, and I'm sharing it with you. So what a wonderful experience we had all together. For me, it has been just great. Wonderful, really wonderful. So as I said, this event was scheduled for this potential meteor shower. We didn't had a storm, but we observed several nice and bright objects. And again, I wish to thank all who made possible this live coverage. As I said, they are Joaquin Fabrica Polleri, Gary Warney, Fernando Rodriguez, Ron Delvaux, John Johnson, Malcolm Park, Bill Longo, James McHugh, Mercy Malavasi, Matt Todor, and of course all this was run and hosted at Virtual Telescope, and the one, myself, who had the pleasure to talk was Gianluca Masi, the scientific director of the Virtual Telescope project. We had really a nice time, I think, and for me it is time now to say goodbye to you. We had some very bright objects. We saw several of them, and I hope that you had fun with us. It has been a long live coverage, very rewarding. We had literally many thousands of individuals looking at these meteors thanks to the virtual telescope, thanks to our great team, and I hope that for you it was such a great experience as it was for us. The virtual telescope will provide more events to come. If you want to stay tuned with what is coming, I suggest you to join the virtual telescope project fan page on Facebook, or you can just subscribe the follow option in our website, and you can see just hit on the bottom right corner. Just put your email address there, and everyone something new is happening in the sky, and every time we are going to show something live through the web, you will be advised by email. So thank you very much for being here with us, and I hope that it was funny for you, that it was great, and really I hope that you will stay with us again in the near future. Thank you very much for joining, for your time, and I wish you a very nice evening, a nice day, depending on where you are on the globe. Thank you so much, and take care, and keep looking at the star always. Thank you. Goodbye.